Hi everybody, welcome to Project Life Week 6. Let's begin with making my weekly card. I'm picking out two of the design papers to start off with. Now that I chose my papers, I can cut them out. I'm cutting them both 3 inch by 4 inch so they fit into a small pocket. I cut out the paper with the hearts a bit smaller than the other paper because my first idea is to layer them. I realized quickly that the layering is not really what I want, so I'm grabbing my dies and I'm cutting out this heart-shaped die from the hearts paper. Now that I have this heart, I'm going through the labels that came with the kit to find one where I can add the week number to. I'm also going through the embellishments to pick out the girl that I want to use on the card and see if there's anything else that I want to use. I want to add the February to the bottom of the card, but I think that the color of the piece and the color of the background paper are too similar, so I'm adding a bit of the washi tape that came with the kit for some more contrast. I'm assembling everything again on the card before I stick it down, and I like the label between the heart like this the most. I'm using my glue tape runner to glue down the heart, and I'm careful that I don't add too much glue on there because the paper is very thin. When that's stuck down, I'm adding the label and then I'm adding the girl. Now that the label is glued down, I can use my alpha stickers to put down the week number. I can't use week with the E's to write it out because the letters are too big, but just using the W and the K will work fine. And then the final step for the card is gluing down the girl. I want to add that February to the outside of my pocket, but before I can do that I have to glue the two cards together, so that's what I'm doing now with some double-sided tape. To glue the February to the page, I'm using some liquid glue here, but actually when I finished filming it fell off again, so then I used some hot glue to glue it down. Just be careful that you don't burn yourself and it'll be fine. This is the week where I had to return my old car and pick up my new car, so obviously that had to be documented. I'm starting with this photo that has a bottle of wine and a very fancy candle that I got from the car dealership, and one of the journaling cards fit very well. It's the one that has a white space that was perfect for the photo. So all I had to do was add this photo there after I cut it to the right size. To be able to write down a little bit about these photos, I'm going through the labels to see which one will fit in the gap on the photo on the right side. First, I just wanted to add the label to the photo, but then I decided to use some of the hearts paper that I also use in the week card. I make strips of that paper and add the label in between. As you can see, the strip does not cover the whole photo, so I'm gluing down the label directly on the photo. Then I'm sticking the strip of paper on the right side and cutting off what's hanging over, and then I'm adding that to the left side so that it looks that the strip actually covers the whole photo, but we all know that it doesn't. I want to use a strip of paper that's the same size on the left photo so that it looks like it's connected. So I'm measuring out how tall that is and I'm cutting off another one. Then I'm going through the labels to find one that fits, but actually I decide on using some of the word strips that came in the embellishments. I placed these word strips in such a way that you can't see the line where the two strips of paper meet. So again, it looks like it's one continuing piece of paper underneath the words. This week was the first big storm of the year, and how I captured that was making a screenshot of the weather app, and then I'm adding this to the page. The screenshot is not exactly 3 by 4 inches, so I'm using some of the paper strips again to make it actually the right size. I'm just adding some to the top of the photo and to the bottom, and then I'm cutting it to the right size. I'm going through the labels just to give me a space for some journaling about the storm. I set myself the challenge in February to read something every day, and somehow this ended in me reading 5 books in the first week already. I'm documenting this on one big 4x6 card, and to start off I did off camera, I cut out this "sorry I'm booked this weekend" cut file on my Cricut, and now I'm adding it to the card. As you can see, I used 2 colors of vinyl, so I'm first trying to get both of these colors on the same transfer paper so that it's easier to transfer it in one go onto the card. I printed small covers of each of the books that I've read, and now I'm placing it sort of where I want it to go so that I can see exactly where I need the text to go on the card to make it fit. But then I decide that it's actually easier to first glue down all the covers and then add the text last. Now that all the covers are glued down, I can stick down the text, and then I'm being very careful to remove the transfer tape so that I do not ruin the paper. I'm going through the embellishments to see what I can add to the paper, and there are a lot of hearts in there, so I'm picking 3 of them in some different colors, and I'm adding these into the small gap that's left on the card to finish it off. And if you're curious how I made that transparent February card, there is an extra video on my channel right now where I explain how I made that one, so go check that out as well. Thank you so much for watching. Leave me a like and give me a follow, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!